Hello and welcome to this week's Craft and Chat. I'm Amanda of Inspiring Inking and today is Tuesday the 10th of March 2026. Thank you so much for joining me, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Normally we have 20 minutes or so of chatting and then I get crafting. Today I'm going to be making a card inspired by Alison, who sent me a lovely card. So I'm going to be sharing her card and replicating it for you and explaining how I figure out what we're going to do with a card that you get. So good morning, Lorraine. I hope you are well. So let's start. I have a question for you. Okay, I am heading off to Germany very soon to the Stampin' Up convention. There are 3 running simultaneously around the world. So there's one in Australia, one in the USA, and one in Europe, which is in Germany, which is where I'm going. And I was talking to a friend the other day about packing for trips. So what I want to know is, what kind of packer are you? So I'm talking about a 4 or 5 day trip, probably including a plane or, or a boat, or, traveling some distance potentially out of the country that you're currently in. And what kind of packer are you? Are you a packer who gets the suitcase out 3 weeks or so, months before you're going, and you gather your things and then you double check everything 4 or 5 days before, and you have nothing to do the last day or day before your trip? Or are you one of the people who packs their suitcase the night before? I would love to know. Or is there a middle ground? Somebody that does something different? I'd like to know. I would like to know. And in a minute, I'll tell you what kind of packer I am. So, Crafty Liz is here. Hello, hello. Donna's here. Thank you for letting me know the sound and picture is good. Yes. Ray is saying, looking forward to the end of the month when our clocks go forward. Yeah, so it's this time of year, and it's always the March bit. All of our time zones all get muddled up because the USA, some of them have gone an hour forward already, and we don't go an hour forward until the end of March. I don't know when Europe go ahead as well. It's all very confusing. I just wish they'd just leave the clocks alone. That's my plea. Just leave them alone. And I appreciate that it means that you get lighter mornings and lighter evenings and all of that. But it's just confusing. And if you've got dogs, we haven't at the moment, but if you've got dogs or small people actually who are used to having their food at a certain time, it's really, really distressing. They don't understand. They don't get it, that it's the time's changed. Let's see. Ali is here. Hello. Mum's here. Hello. Pauline's here to everyone else. Scylla's here. Are you healing well, Scylla? And I'm guessing you're still not crafting. Elizabeth's here. So Donna says, so we're talking about packing today. What kind of a packer are you? Donna's saying, normally I make sure all the washing is done and actually pack the day or the night before. Margaret is saying hello to everyone, and she's in sunny Oxfordshire. Stella's here from Texas. Did you have a time zone change, Stella? Is it all getting confusing? Elizabeth packs the day before, as usually her husband needs something at the bottom of the case. So that's another question. Do you pack for yourself, or do you pack for your significant other? Do you pack for the children or grandchildren? There's another question. Donna's saying she can't wait for daylight saving to finish. It goes way too long in Australia. And Ali's going to go and get her nails done. Perfect. That's really cool. Okay, so if you've just joined us, the question of the week is, what kind of a packer are you? Do you pack the day before or the night before? And I'm talking about going for, 4 or 5 days. Or do you, get the suitcase out a few weeks before, gather all your stuff, and then make sure it's all done 2 or 3 days before? Oh, Stella's saying her poor pups. They're so confused. And no, nobody thinks about the puppies and their bellies. It's just so sad. Lorraine's saying she starts about 3 weeks before, then change everything, repack, and do that about 3 more times. Finally pack the night before. I love that. That is so awesome. Donna's saying we pack for ourselves. So no crafting, says Scylla. Every day feels like Groundhog Day. I'm so sorry. Stella keeps a go bag ready most of the time. So Stella, actually, I do too. Lots of reasons, and family emergencies, and just needing to get somewhere quickly. So I always have a go bag. So with 2 or 3 days worth of clothes in it and a wash kit and the basics, but I have a go bag always. Elizabeth saying if she didn't pack for her husband, there would be chaos. Ali gets the clothes ready for a few days before and then packs the day before we go. Hi, Lorraine. Yeah, so I'm a list maker. And I'm sure you probably know this about me. And I get my suitcase out 3 weeks before I'm going on a trip. So bear in mind, I've got a go bag, but this is different. So there's always a go bag ready. But I get my suitcase out. And then as I'm thinking about the trip and thinking about things that I need to get, and as clothes that I want to take go through the wash, because they're always your favorite clothes, aren't they? I just start piling everything onto the spare bed. So there'll be my suitcase, there'll be my rucksack, and I just start gathering things. And then I pack probably 4 or 5 days before. So for the trip that I've got, going to Germany, I've been packed since, I don't know, Friday probably. But I've been gathering stuff over the time. And I share this and people roll their eyes, so I'm going to share it anyway. So I like to know what I'm wearing every day, because I will seriously overpack. I always, if I don't have a list of the things that I'm going to wear, I just take pretty much my entire wardrobe, and then I need like 3 suitcases, which is just ridiculous. So I have a list, so I check everything off. And, you know, I don't necessarily stick to my list of clothes for every day religiously, but, and I have like a couple of spare outfits and things, but that's how I work. My brain likes things organized and in a list. My darling husband, on the other hand, packs the night before. Oh dear. And my kids actually pack probably a couple of days before. Brian does all his own packing, but I do not get involved in that. We focus on what we're supposed to do. We do our own thing. I mean, there is a bit of discussion about some of the stuff that, you know, we're going to share. And some of it goes in Brian's case, some of it goes in mine, but no, I never get involved with that. So Peggy's saying, I never know what to wear, so overpack. And it's stressful for that reason. Plus, hubby will put the bags in the car when I still need to add something. Yeah, so so that happened to me the other day. We were visiting Kim, and as I said, you know, I do my own stuff. Brian does his own stuff. And what I do is when I'm packed, I take my bags downstairs, put them by the front door. And that's kind of the signal that they're done, they're finished, and they can go in the car. Brian, for some reason, scooted up my bags that were still upstairs. And I was like, nah! I've got stuff everywhere. So I had to go and rescue them out of the car, bring them back upstairs again. So Elizabeth, this is a top tip. So Elizabeth says, I always take a piece of hand luggage with sun hat, spare undies, and a change of clothes. I live in fear of the suitcases going missing. So this has actually happened to me before. And I do the same, Elizabeth. So I always take spare undies, wash kit in my like a basic wash kit, like a toothbrush and stuff, in my carry-on bag, and a change of clothes. So not last time I went to Germany, but a while ago, I flew into Germany over the Easter weekend. We flew in on the Thursday. So the Monday, Thursday, before Good Friday, flew in and my bag went missing. It just never got on the plane, basically. And I had my basic stuff. So I had a change of clothes and, like I say, undies and various other things. And, you know, you've got the clothes that you're wearing and a change of clothes. You know, you can manage washing and drying. You can manage for, you know, several days. But the lady that I was traveling with hadn't done any of that. So she literally had, or what she was stood in, and her bag didn't get through either. Of course, it was Easter weekend in Germany. There were no shops open. There was nothing open. You know, in the touristy areas, there were cafes, but no shops. So we were there for 5 days, and she had no clothes, which, you know, that's something to be really sad about. I mean, thankfully, she was going to visit her husband, and I'm sure he lent her some things, but even so, not ideal. So there we go. Okay, so I'm really excited about my trip. And in case you don't know what the Stampin' Up! Convention is, it's the launch of the new catalogue that goes live for customers in May. We have like 2.5 days of crafting and presentations and business presentations. We get to see new products. We get to hear new things. We've got a silent disco. I'm really excited about that. We've never had one of those before. The leaders get a special breakfast, which is going to be really cool. And I get to hang out with some of my team and a lot of my Stampin' Up friends as well. So I'm really looking forward to it, but it does mean I'm going to be a bit slow replying to emails and so on. I do try and check in, but my out of office will be on from tomorrow until next Tuesday. So obviously I'll be back for Craft and Chat next Tuesday, and I will be able to tell you some stuff, probably. Stamping Up is very good at making us keep secrets. And there is a possibility that they'll tell us stuff that we can't share. But we will see. We will see. But I'm very excited. Thank you, Lorraine. Lorraine's not going this time to on stage. Yeah, I'm excited. So let's have a quick chat about Stampin' Up. So I have today sent out information about my classes and events, and I'm really trying to streamline the process. So if you're on my email list, you should have got one of 3 emails today. You either got an email about in-person and online classes, or an email about online classes, or an email just about in-person classes, or no email at all because you don't want to hear about my classes. So I'm hoping that my new improved system is working. I am sure if the emails have all gone horribly wrong, somebody let me know. That'd be really cool. And I have changed my closing date for all my events. So I'm closing every single event on the 20th of the month for the following month. So on the 20th of March, all my April classes are closing. So that's my in-person card class, daytime and evening. That is my in-person spring retreat. That's my craft together, which is online, and my online retreat as well. So everything is closing on the 20th of April. No, 20th of March for April. So just a reminder for that. I've also emailed out about the new catalogue. If you want a new catalogue and you are in Europe, so that is UK, France, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Ireland. If you're any of those 7 countries, I can send you a catalogue. There is a form. If you haven't received the form via email, then just email me. Let me just put my email address up, and then it's amanda@inspiringinking.com. If you email me, I'll send you a link to the form and you can complete it. And thank you. I've had quite a few messages and emails saying, thank you. I don't want the paper copy. I want to get it online. And I really appreciate that. Thank you. Because obviously I would rather that you didn't receive a catalogue that you don't want. So that's important too. So thank you for the people who've been messaging me about that as well. Excuse me. So as far as new products are concerned, we've got all kinds of online exclusives, but we are getting into that sticky time of the year where stuff is going to go into the clearance rack, well, not the clearance rack, the last chance list from all the catalogues. Things like the in colours, and let me just show you which ones I am talking about. Just turning every page. Yeah, where are my colours? Yeah, right at the back. So these colours here, ooh, that way. Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop will be going. And they will be going, so you won't be able to get the cardstock or the ribbon or the ink or the re-inkers. So if you have those ink pads, you need to get your re-inkers and get them now. Do not wait until they move into the last chance list, because what will happen is they'll sell out and people will be sad. So there is that. And then, look, ta-da-da. This is called Notes of Spring. This is the new stamp set that is product of the month. I'm actually going to use it on the card in a minute. But it's product of the month. And if you spend £70, you can have it for £5. The rainbow patterned paper is still available, and Fabulous Sayings is still available in Europe. The rest of the world, I don't know. So if you're in the USA or Canada, Australia or New Zealand, please check with your local demonstrator or check on the website to see if it is still available. Oh, Donna. I usually get your emails regarding my classes, but nothing as yet. That's really interesting, Donna. I will investigate. Okay. Right. So what I have, so I'm going to show you, I've got 3 cards to show you today. Then I'm going to show you quickly a new kit, newish kit, and then we're going to make a card. So let me show you these cards first. And for some reason, everything's whiting out again. I don't know. Maybe I've moved my lights. This is a thank you card from the lovely Michelle, using the arch dies, which is really lovely. This card had a bit of an adventure. It's from the lovely Lynn. Let me show you. It's, as you can see, it's a little baby washing line. You can see it's a 3D card. It's really cool. Lynn had the wrong number on the address, and it went to my neighbors, but my neighbors aren't always in state, have sometimes they stay in the south and sometimes they stay in the north, and they'd been away for several weeks, so it had been sat on their doormat, but it got to me in the end. So that is awesome. And then this is the card that we are going to be replicating, kind of, in a few minutes. I love this. It's really cool. And this is from Alison. And let me just pull it in. There you go. You can see better there. It's using all those little strips of paper that we save. So that is what we're going to be making shortly. Hi, Michelle. So let's get that screen moved around. I'll come back to that in a second. Okay, so this is a kit that I'm going to show you. It is called It is called Happy Happenings. Costs £23 in the UK, and it's a stamping kit. And I'm not going to make it today. I just want to show you what's included in the kit, because the value of these kits is incredible. And I just think it's really important for you to see what's included. Because although there are pictures on the website, it's kind of not the same as actually looking at it. So There is a little ink pad. It is a Mossy Meadow ink pad. You make 9 cards, and these are oval cards. I'll show you them in a second. And you get instructions, and you can see there are so many parts and pieces for these cards. They are really, really lovely. There is a stamp set. And this is the stamp set. So you've got Happily Ever After, Thank You, and Welcome Baby. You've got some tiny little icons, and then an addressing label, Kindly Deliver To, and then some other additional sentiments. So that's a photopolymer stamp set, which is also included. This is for £23. And obviously, once you've made your cards, you can reuse your stamp set. All of our kits that have stamps have an acrylic block in them as well. So these are the cards. So let me just grab a normal sized card. So these are very slightly shorter and slightly wider than a standard card, but they come with envelopes. They're printed on the front and the back and then white on the inside. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick up, but it's like a linen effect printed on there. They're smooth, but it looks like linen. Then you've got envelopes, again, coloured envelopes with a white inside. And then these are all of the parts and pieces that make the cards really special. So you've got labels and sentiment strips. You've got additional labels for your stamping. So you've got ovals, difficult to see white on white, rectangles there. You've got die cut scalloped pieces, got multiples of those. You've got a sheet of daisies. So you've got yellow ones and white ones and tiny ones. You've got more die cut ovals, die cut leaves, and then layers as well. And then some flowers for one of the cards. So there is just a huge amount of product here for £23. And the thing that I love about this type of kit is it all sits in the box. I tend, because I love my Tombow glue, I tend to, if I'm traveling, that's what I do. I put a pair of scissors, because I often like to trim things, my bone folder and my glue, and a sheet of dimensionals, even though they're included in there if I want extras. And then that is ready to go. And you just pop it in your case and take it with you. Or if you just want an afternoon crafting, you can do that. And that's why one of my newest classes is a Saturday afternoon once a month, an in-person class. And I offer a kit class. People that come can pick a kit, pick whichever kit they want, and work on that. And it's just such a lovely thing that you don't have to design the projects yourself. Okay, so let's get Alison's card out and do some crafting, shall we? So I have started with this card, and what Alison has done is she's got a white layer that she's put her patterned paper and her plain papers on, and then matted and layered it onto a coloured card. And I've got my ruler out, and picked up all of the sizes. So you've got 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch, and 1.5 inches. So you've got lots of different sizes. And when you're making your card bases, you will often have little strips of card. So don't throw them away. Keep them. Let me pop that right up there in the corner. Keep them, and then you can use them for your card making. I'm going to use this stamp set. I'm going to use the lovely bunny. Been making swaps for convention mainly for my team. I don't make huge numbers of swaps, but I make them for my team. And as you can see, I've been using the bunny. So it is really cute. I'm going to use that one. And the happiest birthday wishes. And that one as well. And then I need the inner for the bunny. So this is a 2-step stamp, and I will show it to you a bit better in a minute. But you have the outline, and then you can either color it in or you can use the stamp to infill. So I'll show you both shortly. So I'm going to use a circle punch. I've got a variety of ink pads as well. So because these were on my desk from a recent craft together, I thought I would use these papers. So this is lovely and beautiful. And looking at this, you actually want fairly small patterns and plain colors, but you can have slightly bigger patterns as well, because that 1.5 inches is quite good. But when I'm looking at these papers, so let's start. I really don't want to use these because the flowers are just so big they will disappear. But the reverses of them will work. So we've got that one and that one and that one. But then again, you've got the reverse here of the fresh freesia. You've got this tile effect and the green. And then you've got this multi-colour as well. So I think we're going to go with the fresh freesia colour combination with old olive. And maybe a little bit of peach pie. So let's move that. So I'm going to make a couple of card bases. Now, just make your standard card base, depending on where you are in the world. And whether you're using 8.5 by 11 cardstock or A4 cardstock, whether you are working in centimeters or inches, will depend on what size you make. But you see, whenever I make cards, I end up with a little strip like this. Because I am working with A4 cardstock. But I work in inches. I don't work in centimeters. I can work in centimeters. And for a lot of my classes and events, I do work in centimeters. But when I'm crafting on my own, I work in inches. Okay. So let's pull this together. I'm just going to get a couple of layers. There we go. Okay. Right. So I've got 2 card bases, and we'll decide once we've finished making this patterned layer, we will see which we prefer. So I've got 2 strips of plain cardstock. So that is actually 1/4 inch. So I'm going to cut a couple more actually of different sizes. I'm going to cut an 1/8 of an inch, really skinny. And a 3/4 of an inch. And then with this piece, I am going to cut a 1-inch piece. May not use these, and a 1/2 inch piece. But what I want to do is just make sure that I've got a variety of sizes. So then, if we look at this card, so we've got a variety of different sizes of plain cardstock and a variety of different sizes of the patterned paper pieces as well. So I'm just going to cut some strips. Now, obviously, the best way is to use scraps of patterned paper that you have already. Because of course that's a really great use of your scraps. But I didn't have lots of pieces of patterned paper that were of a similar of the same pattern. So let's just do that one as well. So I'm just going to cut strips. All right, so I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use that side of that one. Okay, so let's cut a really skinny strip. I love these really thin ones. And then wider strips as well. Okay, so let's see. Maybe we'll have to cut some more. It'd be interesting to see how Alison actually made the card in the first place, because I am just making it from what I can see, and there may be all sorts of hints and tips we don't know about, but we will figure it out. So this strip here dissects the card almost in half, and that is, to me, that's the really important piece. So I'm actually going to use this old olive piece. Actually, I'll use that one. I'm going to use this old olive piece. There we go. Let me lift it up to dissect it. And that will then give us a base to work from. Now, what I should have done, so the first top tip for you is to work on a silicone mat. Because I'm working on grid paper, I know that any excess glue is going to stick to this grid paper. So it's much better if you're working on a silicone mat. Okay, so now what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to play with some different strips. Let's work with that really tiny one. Ooh. I think we'll go, oh, no. That's better. So I've got that one, that one, that one, that one. Ooh, and then that one. Okay, so I'm going to stick all of those down. And again, I'm trying to have a mixture of colours. And actually, because I'm using that's got peach pie in it, I think I need a peach pie strip in there as well. So let's do that one. Let's see how that, I think that will lift it. So let's swap that out. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So there is a sort of even gap between these. So I'm going to try and replicate that. So let's pop that down. Now, obviously, particularly for these little really skinny strips, what you can do is you can use the double-sided sheets. That will work really well. I'm using Tombow because it means that I can move things a little bit as we're going, but equally it sticks really well. Oh, okay, so put a little bit of that one on there. I'm going to be able to put another piece on there. So I'm actually going to snip that off and just put a little piece on there. Now, don't worry about all these pieces that are hanging off, apart from the fact that they're sticking. I'm just going to roughly cut them off. Now, we have made cards like this before with different strips and different things. So if you check out on my YouTube channel, you'll find different cards using scraps. So they're going bottom left to top right. And now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So we are going to go bottom right up. So I am going to put that one just there. And I'm actually lining up this right hand edge with the corner. And then we're going to put that one there. bit wibbly wobbly. All gone quiet in the chat. Are you guys okay? Are you thinking about all the scraps of paper that you could be doing this with? I'm just going to cut a skinnier strip of that. A 1/2 inch. Put that one down. And that one as well. And that will be the last one. Okay. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to leave that just for a minute. I'll just trim these extra bits off here. But I'm just going to leave it so that I don't run the risk of moving the pieces. And you'll be able to see much better in a minute the layering of that. And I'm just going to do the stamping. So I've got one of my biggest punches. And I'm actually going to punch a couple because I haven't yet decided what colour I'm going to do my bunny. So let's just... I'm going to stamp the bunny really high up. How cute is that? So I can get the happiest birthday wishes sentiment on there as well. It's like I measured it. I was going through every single punch. Go, which one's going to work? One of them's got to work. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little bunny coloured bunny because you might want a bunny coloured bunny. Look, how cool is that shading? I just love it. So basically the shaded pieces are tiny little dots, and it doesn't matter if you don't get perfectly, if you don't line it up perfectly. It just works. I'll just clean it, and I'm gonna do a peach pie bunny. I've been mainly making pink bunnies, to be fair. Ooh, I like that. Let's just... That's looking good, actually. So what I will do is I will make a fresh freesia bunny as well, because, you know, we like options, don't we? And of course there is always the option of the bunny coloured bunny. Lorraine is saying she loves making this type of card. With the right paper, they're great for mail cards. Absolutely. And I think that that's something that we always need to take into consideration. Sometimes we don't have exactly the right image for the person that we're sending a card to. And sometimes it's great to make this type of card to give it gives interest without being overly one theme or another. So I don't know. Oh. Let's have a look. So do we like, oh, why have I just done the other one? Oh, it's on the floor. I'm going to put some grass on anyway. But look, a fresh freezer bunny. Oh, peach pie bunny. Preferences? Fresh freezer bunny. Peach pie bunny. Or bunny coloured bunny. Okay. You need to put your votes in while I add some grass, because you can. You know what's going to happen, don't you? Everyone's going to say different things. So all I'm doing with this grass is I'm stamping it and then I'm moving it slightly over. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. Slightly over so that it sort of gives it a shadow. Gives it a bit of depth. Ooh. Lots of interest here. Okay, I'm just going to move those out of the way and we'll figure that out in a minute. So I think what will actually make the difference is when we put it onto a card base. So this is, look at that's stuck. This is obviously the completed bit. And what we're going to do is turn it over and then trim it. Oh, I was going to say, where are my big scissors? If you don't have a pair of big scissors in your craft room, please purchase yourself one. These are Stampin' Up. They were officially called ribbon scissors back in the day. We do not sell them anymore. I'm a great fan of Fiskars scissors. I don't know whether it's a worldwide brand, but certainly I always purchase Fiskars scissors. And at the moment, Stampin' Up doesn't have any scissors. So even our paper snips, we've got no scissors at all. The company that made them is no longer making them. So I'm really, really, really hoping in this new catalogue we will have some new scissors. So let's have a look. Let's get rid of all of those. Now these bits, I know we like to be frugal, but these bits have got glue on them. They are not going to be ideal for anything. Look at the state of my desk. Seriously. Okay, but ready? Are we ready for this? Ta-da! How cool is that? So now, oh, fresh freezer bunny, peach pie bunny, bunny coloured bunny. I like all of them. I might have to make all three now. Honestly, that is always the way. So where are my card blanks gone? Right, so let's see. So if we go old olive, then I think we would probably go, ooh, We could go any of them, honestly. That works really well. But if we go fresh freesia, are we going to go all tonal? Oh, no. I don't know. Is that too samey? Okay, so. Oh, dear. Let's have a look. I'm looking at all the votes. So, fresh freesia has got 1, 2, 3, 4. Peach pie has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. And bunny coloured bunny Rosie. I love the bunny coloured bunny too. But it's just you and me. So 1, 2, 3. Oh no. I've just counted that. What did I say? Fresh freesia. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then peach pie is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So peach pie is winning. And I'm liking, Marilyn, I'm liking your thoughts. So Marilyn is saying peach pie with old olive. And fresh freesia with fresh freesia. I'm with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the old olive one first. And then I'm going to have to make more now. So I can make one for each of them. So I'm going to be busy this afternoon making these cards. So there we go. So old olive base. Ooh. And peach pie bunny. I'm just going to scoot all that out of the way, and I am absolutely going to have to now make 2 more cards, aren't I? Since I have the 2 bunnies. So there we go. So there is the completed card. I will, of course, do an insert. I think, actually, what I will do, have I got a piece of card? Maybe in my drawer. Hang on. Yes, I have. Let me just stamp a bunny for the inside. So we can finish it off. There we go. So peach pie bunny. And we will reinforce that so it sits flat. So thank you so much, Alison, for sending me this card. And I hope you like my variation. All of the products that you've seen today are available in my online store. There'll be links below, or you can pop over to my blog, which is www.inspiringinking.com, and you'll get clickable links there as well. Do subscribe on YouTube, on my blog. like and share as well on Facebook. That's really, really useful too. And I will be back next week, next Tuesday at 2 o'clock with some more creative inspiration. And I look forward to seeing you again then. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.